It's Saturday, the 13th of April. We have some breaking news that's been coming through in the last few minutes. A major incident has been declared at a shopping mall in Sydney in Australia.
Yes, news agencies reporting that multiple people have been stabbed at the city's Westfield shopping centre. This is in Bondi. Witnesses say they heard shots fired as well. The area we know as we speak this morning, and it's around 5 p.m. In Australia time now. The area has been...
Media posts also showing that people are fleeing the area and police are being being urged to avoid that area at the moment. And police saying that multiple people reportedly have been stabbed at that Sydney shopping centre, a Westfield shopping centre.
Yes, just to keep you updated on this, the first we were hearing about this was in the last 20 minutes. And those reports from the news agencies at that point saying we knew there was an evacuation underway from this major shopping centre in Sydney. And it's 14 minutes past 8.
We're getting some news from Sydney of multiple stabbing in a shopping centre, and police are at the scene, emergency services are at the scene. These are recorded pictures of the incident, obviously, as it's unfolding. We understand from New South Wales Ambulance, which has spoken to Agence France Presse, which is a news agency, that one man has been shot dead by police, who is believed to be one of the attackers. Motive unclear, obviously, at this moment in time. Just to give you some an idea of the timings, it's 5:15 there in the afternoon, Saturday afternoon, and we understand that the incident took place just before 4 o'clock, so about an hour and a quarter ago. Multiple stabbings at an Australian shopping centre in Australia, in Sydney, the Westfield shopping centre near Bondi Beach in Australia. Let's go to our correspondent, Phil Mercer, who's in Sydney for us. Phil, hello to you. It's afternoon your time. This happened, we understand, just before 4 p.m. Obviously, with these situations, news coming through, and we're going to be very careful with the reports that we're getting, but we understand that Australian media is reporting now that 4 people have...
A short drive to Sydney's famous Bondi Beach, just before 4 p.m. local time. It's almost 5:30 p.m. in the afternoon now, so all of this began to unfold just under an hour and a half ago. So as you'd imagine, the situation is extremely chaotic, it's confusing, and it's extremely fluid. What we do...
Years ago, I think it was 2009, of an explosion and multiple gunshots. Everyone assumed that it must be Al-Qaeda. It turned out to be Anders Breivik, a far-right extremist who's still serving a prison sentence for his weird and extreme views.
Yes, Frank, absolutely. The caution with our approach to this point is very important. I'm just looking, as maybe you can see these pictures too, the scale of the response from the emergency services there. And I think manifest because the cameras have actually sort of looked round what I understand to be a very large shopping complex. And
it's coming up to 10 minutes to 9. I'm going to keep you up to date with the story that's emerged over the last couple of hours. Just shortly before... time are we now? So it's an hour and 50 ago, shortly before about 7 o'clock this morning, our time, 4 o'clock Sydney time, a major incident occurred. There were reports of multiple stabbings by at least 2 assailants in a shopping centre, Westfield Bondi. Witnesses have been saying there are reports coming through that we have access to some various news. There are reports that there's security camera footage which has been broadcast by local media, which has shown a man in the shopping centre, running around in the shopping centre with a large knife, and also pictures of injured people lying on the floor. There are also reports, unconfirmed again, through local media in Australia, that 4 people have been killed. This has not been confirmed. Several more injured after this stabbing. So we understand that it's reports that police have shot a man considered to be, or assumed to be, one of the assailants. When we heard from Phil Mercer, there were 2 assailants, and we understand that police are still looking for that second assailant.
Is underway.
We'll have more with the headlines.
I
Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Charlie State and Naga Munchetti.
Breaking news this morning while we've been on air. A major incident has been declared in Sydney in Australia. Unconfirmed reports say a number of people have been stabbed at a shopping centre.
It's just after 9 o'clock. We're bringing you some breaking news this morning. Several people have been stabbed. A man has been shot at a shopping centre in Australia. Media reporting there that 4 people have died and more have been injured.
Yes, this is an unfolding situation as we speak this morning. Around 2 hours ago now, the first indication that something had happened. Reported so far is that one man has been shot following reports of multiple people being stabbed. We know...
Cropper, who is News Hub's Australia correspondent and is at the scene there. Emma, hello to you. It is afternoon. I can see nightfall has come now. This was a very busy Saturday afternoon. Typically, around the world, Saturday afternoons in shopping malls, very busy. What can you tell us?
Yeah, good morning. It was about 3:45 p.m. here in Sydney. It was one of the biggest malls in Australia. People just going about the everyday business here in Sydney when a man carrying a knife has gone in and started attacking people. Now, eyewitness accounts inside that mall have said that he didn't seem to be targeting anyone. At
17 minutes past 9. We're going to bring you up to date with that breaking news of multiple stabbings at a shopping centre in Sydney.
Let's go straight to the police press conference now.
3:10 this afternoon, a male walked into Westfield Bondi Junction. He left the centre very shortly after and returned by stabbing them with a weapon he was carrying. Brent from New South Wales Ambulance.
Thank you, Tony. Good evening, everyone. Shortly after 3 o'clock today, New South Wales Ambulance received multiple 000 calls for persons stabbed within Westfield Bondi Junction. We've responded a total of 40 resources to the scene who remain on scene still.
I do know is that he did enter the centre at 3 o'clock. He left for a short period, returned at 3:20.
And what is that weapon when it's a knife?
A knife of some description. I don't have those particulars.
What's the period of time between when these attacks were first?
At Bondi was or is popular with the Jewish community. Is he part of a network? Did somebody send him? Or was he just a loner who was motivated for personal reasons to do what he did? You know, did he have mental health issues? Had he recently been in hospital? Was he on medication? Was he taking drugs? Was
A small child.
Yeah, we have. They have told us that 8 have been taken to hospital. And one of those, it is a baby, a 9-month-old. We've heard witness accounts of people coming to the aid of this young baby and her mother to help give them CPR and get them to safety inside the mall. And what's quite interesting is we're seeing images. A lot of people carry their phones, especially in malls. We're seeing a lot of videos and photos coming out from what was unfolding inside there at the moment. One that stands out is of the image of a man trying to fend off the attacker. He had a security pole on an escalator and was trying to fend him away Saturday night, just trying to make sense of what has unfolded here in Sydney.
Emma, for the moment, thank you very much.
We've had a statement from the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese, who's posted on X, who says this is at the scene.
And I heard people yelling and screaming, running. So I said, OK, there must be something going on. So I saw the blinded copper.
Saw people running like quite clearly in one direction, and behind them was a man with a knife running. We went into the gym because I was right outside that, and we're trying to close the doors to the gym when we heard the gunshots.
Other eyewitnesses have been telling news agencies that in Bondi, in Sydney, near the beach, and this is the scene at the moment now. We understand New South Wales Police, as you heard, have said that the situation is now considered safe, and after he had raised his weapon to her, she shot him and he was killed.
5 people killed in that attack in Sydney. More details across BBC News, of course, throughout the day.
Bye-bye.